guys. I'm so glad you're here. I got my blue light blockers on, and it is exciting, exciting. Welcome. I want to take you back to a time when I was in the kitchen floor, absolutely in the fetal position, sobbing like a crazy woman. Why? Not because of hormones, not because I was having a bad day, because my son was diagnosed with autism. And I want you to hear me, warriors. I see you, I hear you, and you belong right here. Just because someone in a white coat tells you a diagnosis, it's not a death sentence. Oh, that's worth repeating. Just because someone in a white coat tells you it's a death sentence, it's just a diagnosis. And it's okay because the next right step is right in front of us, and together we really are stronger. I've been at this Warrior Mom journey for over 15 years. And I'll tell you what, in those last 15 years, we have walked straight through hell. Now we walk out of there like we own the place and take water back to those still in the fire. I know this is an epidemic. And we are here to say you are called for such a time as this. Let us know in the chat where you're chiming in from. I'm Bren Harris, the Warrior Mom. Great to see you. We have Georgia in the house, New York in the house, and Florida in the house. Great to see you guys. And let's check over here. We have Oklahoma in the house and Kansas in the house. I'm so glad. Welcome, welcome. If you threw a dart at the U.S., and I've been in a ball cap all day because it's the middle of summer. If you threw a dart right at the U.S., we're right in the middle, Oklahoma, and the wind really does come sweeping down the plain, and I am not exaggerating. It has been, the weather is just cranky and temperamental. We never know what kind of weather we're going to have. And I'm here to tell you, whatever you are facing today, you are not alone. Together, we truly are stronger. And I'm not just using that as a hallmark line. I'm saying, listen, I have known what it feels like to feel hopeless and helpless. And you are called for such a time as this. Hey guys, great to see you. If you're just joining us, let us know in the comments. In the comments, let us know where you're chiming in, where you're logging in from. I know that this is summer. I know life is busy. And in just about a month, school starts here in the heartland. So we are squeezing the last bit of juice out of summer. And my son's birthday is next week, and he does not want to party. He wants to travel. And I said, okay. And this is our we're going to do we learn new words by American Sign Language. His name is Zach. So often I call it Zachanese because we invent our own signs sometimes. So this is a sign for yes, just like you're knocking on a door. And we can go, yes, okay. Yes, okay. And he usually follows that by, thank you, Mom. And we can be in a crowded, overwhelming environment, and he has big ear defenders on and loop noise cancellation things in, double protection when we're in really big arenas or a really loud space. And we have our own language across the room. And I know that not every day is a home run, and that would be today. Today tested my strength on every level because we're adjusting and pivoting on his medication. And we did everything natural for a decade and a half. And when puberty hit, everything went to hell in a handbasket. All bets are off because that neuroinflammation and the mood swings and the hormones. Guys, there's no way I found to treat that naturally. Now we've gone gluten-free. We limit dairy. Cheese is still in the diet, but nothing else. And no artificial colors whatsoever. Oh my goodness. Hear me, warriors. Hear my voice. Artificial colors are the devil. They are petroleum based to make food look appealing in the supermarket. And our bodies are not meant to process that. Now he has multiple variations of a genetic marker where he can't detox those. His body isn't able to effectively detox those toxins, and behavior off the rails. And so today I realized that his medication pivot was a little bit too strong, but it took me all day to figure that out. Hey, Miss Miranda, she was at our house today, and she saw it. This medication allows him to be the person God has called him to be without all the toxins and the environmental factors that contribute to a day of derailed behavior. And I don't always get it right. And I practice, doing amends to my son every day. I'm like, buddy, I'm human. I didn't get that right, and I'm sorry I got animated. But you cannot scream at the driver when you're not feeling well. And because that's a little dangerous. Hey guys, let us know in the comments where you're logging in from. Oh, great to see you. We have Amanda from Boomer Sooner, Norman, Oklahoma. Yes, adjust your diet to fuel the life you want. Preach. You guys, if you haven't seen Tennille Stewart's podcast, she's about to hit 200 episodes. Please check her out. Tennille Stewart on Facebook and Instagram. And then Tennille So Silly on TikTok. Tickety Talkity. Yeah. Yeah, we have our own language. Yes. And I just want to say, I'm really glad you guys are here. We have another Florida in the house. We have another Georgia in the house. Great to see you guys. And Seattle. I am really blessed that you are here and that I know your time is valuable. And I'm going to take you just real quick in the Wayback Machine, and I will get on with this. This is how the Warrior Mom started. We PCS'd from Japan. That's where my son was born. And that's what the military calls moving. And we came back to Oklahoma, and moms were being totally disrespected online. And something rose up in me, and I could not be quiet. I could not say a word. And that was really important to me, to find my own voice. And you can too. You are called for such a time as this. Think of that one thing, that obstacle that you feel like is in your way and you are not able to do what you're called to do. What if that one thing is the very thing that gives you your platform on a global scale? My soul-crushing, biggest heartache, biggest devastation in my life, my son's diagnosis on the autism spectrum. We do not have a disorder in our house. We have a diagnosis because that's separate. We have total control on how we fuel our lives and heal those symptoms along the way. Now, hear my heart. I am not Pollyanna. Pie in the sky, everything's rosy. No, this is peel back the layers, just those tiny little layers on that sweet Vidalia onion. Peel back the layers and discover the next right step. And when we are in motion, that happens. And that's why we use American Sign Language. Just like the memory expert Jim Quick says, when the body moves, the mind grooves. And that is so true. And today I realized when this medication was a little bit too strong for him, I'm like feeding this kid everything I could find that's kosher and gluten-free. And as soon as he got that food in him, he wasn't so edgy. And, it's a big reminder that we cannot let our guard down. We need to be diligent every single day of every single week because we are called for such a time as this. And if we're derailing our behavior because we're eating poorly or we're not adjusting the medications correctly or our supplements or whatever, then we are not honoring the call on our lives. Yeah. And I don't have all the answers, but I am I am so excited. Oh, thank you. Miss Amanda, so good to see you. Oh, Tennille, great to see you. And I know that we are called for such a time as this. There's no way that your Creator would put you here and not provide the means for you to have a platform and a voice. And I'll tell you what, guys, I resisted this for years. I'm okay, everything's fine. And I found myself 100 pounds overweight, completely overwhelmed and overworked and exhausted. And when I finally connected with the right people and locked arms with the right mentors, that's when the story unfolded. And I am so excited. So I'm going to, just real quick, I'm going to show you, this is the best-selling author picture that you guys voted on. And that was not a hot, humid July day, but it was beautiful. And this is the mystery, the Major and the Musician, a Warrior Mom mystery. And these two people are deeply in love and have a baby and do a treasure hunt in southern Japan. And the tiny island where my son was born is about 1,000 miles south of Tokyo. And it is a miniature Hawaii. And that's where the mainlanders, the, affluent of the mainland, Tokyo and all the major cities, they fly to this tiny little island to do a beach wedding. There's wedding chapels all along and Zampa Point. I will bring some pictures next time we have a podcast because it's just stunning. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful culture. It's almost like Mayberry in 1950s. I mean, there is zero crime. It is so friendly. My son was blonde when he was a baby, so I mean, all these little Okinawan ladies are about 4'10". They're like, "Oh, come here, you lucky blondie," and they would just take him at the restaurants and carry him around. And it's not like here where fast food or even high-end restaurants where there's high turnover. No, these employees are there for life. They are family to the owners. And it's an amazing, amazing culture that's very different from the Western world. Hey guys, great to see you. Again, if you're just joining us, let us know in the chat. We have Miss Miranda. She saw the proof. She saw the proof today in Zach's behavior. Great to see you from Oklahoma. And I mean, you guys, it just means a lot that you're here. And it means a lot that you are getting value. So if you're on the live, put an L. If you're on the replay, put an R. And if you're getting value, put value in the comments, because I know your time is valuable and I want to honor that. Now, the companion that goes along with these are both bestsellers, by the way, because of you guys. Thank you, Warriors. And the Warrior Mom Journal. And this one actually hit #1. And this is not, it was breezy and 75 and low humidity and I wore the pink sweater and the gray slacks. No, this is, think of that, hear me, Warriors, think of that one thing. That one thing when you were growing up and you said you would always do that thing. And then life started lifing. We go to college, we might struggle with, being independent young adults. And then we, get our first job, and then that's consuming because you're on salary. So now they can work you 80 hours a week and you don't have to worry, you don't have a life. Or, we get married, we have children, we have mortgages, life just starts lifing. And that one thing that you always said you would do gets put on the back burner. And I want you to hear my voice. You are called. And when we walk in purpose and champion our calling, you are called for such a time as this. If I can do what I'm doing, you can do what you're called to do. Because this is not my natural bent. I resisted this for years and found myself way off track to walk in purpose and champion my calling. I was just sharing with one of my ride or die business partners. I'm like, yeah, we were at the same event on the island of Maui 11 years ago, and our paths never crossed because it just wasn't time. And that's when I was, 100 pounds overweight, exhausted, and overwhelmed because of my son's diagnosis, because my health was failing, and that's from stress. And I know that I don't have all the answers, but I can say, hey, come across the bridge. Life is great over here. Yes, absolutely. Yes, you are called for such a time as this. Great to see you guys. And we also have LA and Sacramento on here. Thank you. Good to see you guys. In Austin, Texas. Woo, Texas. Hey guys, speaking of the United States, I just want to share a huge win newsflash. We're not out of the woods yet. But the U.S. Senate voted 308 to 117 in favor of keeping daylight savings time. Yes, I'm telling you, especially these moms around the world are rejoicing because when we do the time change, it takes weeks to get back on schedule. So you guys send some good thoughts and prayers so that it will pass the other part of the legislative branch and we can have just standard time, daylight savings time all year long. All right, so please reach out to your representatives and your senators and let them know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we're going to keep going. Hey guys, great to see you. Yes, that is a huge win for special needs moms around the world. And I don't know if neurotypical moms have to deal with that, but it is a beast when that time change happens. Whether we're falling back or springing forward, it is a beast. And I just want to say, yay! I'm so excited. All right, so moving on. I just real quick, I just want to touch on a couple of things. I do have a masterclass coming up. It's called the Identity Shift for Women. And when we walk into a room, our mission is to be the thermostat. Now it's the heat of July, the middle of July here. in the heartland, and it is hotter than blue blazes. And when I think of, oh my gosh, this house feels so gross and so humid and so stuffy, I just know I can walk around the corner and, tap the thermostat and kind of acclimate it influences the temperature in the house. I want you to be the thermostat, because the thermometer is just the reflection. And we don't want to do that, because we are called to influence the energy in any room we walk into. Hear me, warriors. We are called to influence the energy in any room we walk into. And that is very important, because you are called for such a time as this. When we know who we are and what we're called to do, we don't need approval or wait for anyone to give us permission. We just 1% better every single day, habit stack, and do the next right thing. All right. I may not have this exactly right. I want you to hear my voice. Purpose drives, emotions take a back seat. Camera-rich environment. Take a screenshot. Purpose drives, emotions take a back seat. In our social media culture, we want to, get the likes and the comments and the viral status. And sometimes that's just garbage, because it's distracting us from our purpose. And I want you to hear my voice the next time you want to take offense or be offended or be overly emotional about something. Especially, women get a bad rep. We're just exhausted. And just say, wow, is this getting me to my purpose? Because purpose drives. Emotions take a back seat. All right? And they're not backseat drivers. They sit quietly in the back and hang on for the ride. Feelings are not facts. Oh, hear my heart, warriors. Feelings are not facts. They're just feelings. Now, I'm not saying they're not valid, but let's put them over on the back burner and say, okay, this is how I feel. What do I know to be true? And what gets me from point A to point Z on my purpose walk? All right? So purpose drives, emotions sit in the back, feelings are not facts. Ooh, that might be a little rap. I'm going to have to work on that. All right. And then observe, to notice and gather information. Again, camera rich, take a screenshot. We're gonna watch our life like it's a movie. Okay? At our house, we do play movie. That's kind of our little sing-songy thing we do when we want to go see a movie as one of our daily adventures. And we're kind of in a rhythm here. We have a daily rhythm because medication must happen at the exact same time every single day, morning and at lunch. And if we miss that dose, as Miss Miranda could tell you, if we miss that dose by 5 minutes, the behavior derails. And that's not serving my son's purpose in life. That's not serving my sanity, because the cortisol just skyrockets. And then all this working out and being healthy, goes by the wayside because, I'm cortisol lady. So, yeah, the time change is rough for everyone. Miss Amanda says students will benefit from the same time. Oh, yeah. Yes, with main character energy. And that is so true, because we have a therapy dog. Our other therapy dog that was with us over 14 years passed in April. Our younger therapy dog is now getting to stop being the supporting actress, and she's the main character in our house now. And we did travel last week, and she was our service dog with her, official vest and routine and exact, bathroom times and cleaning up after her. And she's fed raw. So we have a commercial cooler that we take with us, because my son's medication needs to stay at a controlled temperature, as well as the dog's organic raw food. And, that is not something you want to mess around. Organic raw food is going to smell to high heaven. And then this bazillion-dollar compounded nose spray that insurance will not cover, it gets ruined. So I used my son. I said, buddy, you're 6'1", you're tall, you're a grown up, you're almost a grown up. I need your big muscles to help me move all of this. And I mean, he stepped right up. So feel the fear and do it anyway. That's courage. And we haven't traveled in a while because we have not gotten this medication exactly, regulated. But I just said, you know what? Forget it. We're just gonna do this because we don't get a second chance. Hear me, warriors. We do not get a second chance. We do not get a do-over with our children. Be in the moment. Be where your feet are. Every time you are with them, even if they're driving you crazy, because that's just life, be where your feet are and be present and know that you are called for such a time as this. Well, we took this dog with us, and now that the other dog has passed and crossed the rainbow bridge, she's starting to emerge in her own main character energy. And it's so cute. Guys, when a child, especially a teen, is diagnosed autism spectrum disorder level 3 nonverbal, we don't really understand that they're always paying attention. And I have to catch myself too. And I have to I'm reminding teachers and experts all the time, even the pediatrician. He's diagnosed ASD level 3 nonverbal. He can still hear you, and you're standing right here. And that's really important. Well, he just goes, wait a minute, blanket. And he goes to his room and brings his favorite weighted blanket, brings it to the car so that this tiny little 10-pound therapy dog has a cushion to sit on in the back seat. It's, oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. I mean, it's the sweetest thing I've ever seen. And this is all brand new since we traveled last week. And he's taking care of her. He's finally bonding with her, even though the other dog was his primary, therapy dog that he's had most of his life. So always know that there's hope. Oh my gosh. Always know that there's hope and that there's improvement and there's change. And a lot of that change begins with us, even when we have to walk out in faith. Even when we cannot see improvement, even when we cannot see things around us, whatever that one thing you just thought of. Even when we look around and the things around us are not changing like we think they should, that change begins with me. That change begins with us. When we act as if and we live as if things are going in the right direction, things usually start going in the right direction. And this is not mumbo jumbo. This is hard fought. I mean, blood, sweat, and tears, wisdom. And I want you to know you're not alone. Do I have it all together? Absolutely not. Do I have all the answers? No. And I'm very open about that with clients and peers and other parents, because I just know that I have just enough light for the step I'm on. And I'm not kidding. The Red Sea has parted since I have been desperate enough to cry out to my higher power for help and discernment for the next right step. And my son is a new person. Now, today was a challenge, and I should have I felt like I need to have caught the medication when we switch bottles. It's a little stronger. And, I'm like, oh, okay, just have extra food, because we know from the last 13 months on this medication that's the key. He just needs something to help kind of absorb the strength of everything. I wish I wouldn't have made that misstep, but this is a good reminder when I'm recommending all of this to other parents. Hey, it takes some commitment to get that, perfect sweet spot, dose. Okay. Again, if you're getting value, if you're getting value, let us know in the chat. Yeah, we're walking out our faith. I'm just reading some of the comments, you guys. Walking in alignment, next right thing. Oh, thank you for the encouragement. Thank you, Miss Amanda. Zach truly misses you, and I hope you're having a super blessed summer with your adorable daughter. And walk it out in faith. Oh, yes. It's amazing because I have not seen this caring side of my son. And this is all brand new in the last 7 to 10 days. And I mean, I'm not kidding. He goes, wait a minute, in his little language, wait a minute, blanket. And he runs and gets the blanket. And then he comes and, he kind of, it's almost like a cinnamon roll. He does he winds it around like this so the dog has a little, place to sit in the middle. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I feel really thankful to get to see him emerge as a caregiver and become the one that's contributing and giving back and sharing love, instead of us doing that for him all the time. And I just love it. I'm really excited. And if you will let us know in the chat if there's any questions you have about being a special needs parent, if you know someone, as of this broadcast, boys are diagnosed 1 in 31. Oh my goodness. If that's not an epidemic, I don't know what is. And that's where identity and being the thermostat, not the thermometer, comes in. Because when we are the thermostat, I mean, we can really get into that pity party and the depths of despair. And that is real. I am not negating that. I'm saying, hey, purpose drives, emotions sit in the back. Feelings are not facts. They're just feelings. And I know that can be a little bit harsh, or it can be taken that way. I'm here to say your purpose is greater than your feelings. Oh, hear me, warriors. Your purpose is greater than your feelings, because I don't want to see you miss the opportunity to help others with the story you are living out. Think of that one thing that you never thought you would make it through. And now, a year or so, or 3 or 5 years later, you look in the rearview mirror and it's really just a speed bump. It's no longer Mount Everest. And that's where we come together and we can make a difference. Hey guys, the masterclass is coming up. It is 2 weeks from tonight. 2 weeks. Oh my goodness, 14 days. And I want you to grab your seat, secure your seat at the table. It will not be very long, about the length of this podcast, at the very same time. And we are really peeling back the layers. This is summer, fresh vegetables. Don't listen to the media. It's all garbage. And just think of those sweet onions, or that beautiful ripe melon, and you can just say, nothing in the grocery store tastes this good. That's what walking in purpose feels like. It is not easy. It is worth it. Because a lot of things that are worth it in life read easy but live hard. And I know you are called for such a time as this. Please share this with someone. Hey guys, great to see you. Yes. Yeah, that's good. I just love the walking alignment and walk out in faith, because we are warriors. And I love, oh, hey, Champions Adjust. Thank you, Lisa. We have Michigan in the house. Oh, and North Dakota. Great to see you guys. And because I know your time is valuable, that's why I try to power pack this. I am not here to say, oh, we talked for a whole hour. What did we talk about? I don't know. No. I want you to get your seat at the table, because a lot of things I can't say on here because we're broadcasting across multiple social media channels. And they have their community guidelines, and those don't always agree with reality. And I want you to get your seat at the table and click the link when we repost this as a reel, and know that you are called for such a time as this. Remember, let purpose drive. Let emotions sit in the back. And feelings are not facts. I'm Bren Harris, the Warrior Mom, with the Warrior Nation, your source for truth, transparency, and trust. Warriors, unite.